Do you want a disturbing chapter of the Bible? Try Ezekiel 16. It's rough. God's using the language of covenant, marriage, tenderness, but then also of betrayal. He reminds his people who they were, abandoned, unwanted, left to die, but then in his love, he speaks life over them. He washes them, clothes them in splendor, adorns them with beauty, but then comes the break. It says, "But you trusted in your beauty and played the whore." Now think about it. What God gave them to draw near to him, they used to run far from him. We read that they took his gold and made idols. They took his garments and turned them into coverings for false gods. They took his oil and incense and burned it on foreign altars. And they even took his children and sacrificed them as food for the idols. It's just horrendous. The gifts of God became instruments of betrayal. And we read this and want to recoil, but for good reason. And yet here's the problem. This is too often our story too. What was intended for worship, we offer on the altar of self-glory. What was intended for communion with God, we offer on the altar of achievement. What was intended for marriage, we offer on the altar of pleasure. What was intended for ministry, we offer on the altar of platform. Do you see it? What was intended for God's glory, we offer on the altar of our own image. But the chapter and the story don't end there. No. God says these marvelous words, "Yet I will remember my covenant," not because they held on to him, but because he never let go of them. And here's the unthinkable. Verse 63, he says, "I will atone for all that you have done." This is the gospel. Where we brought infidelity, he brings atonement. Where we offered his gifts on false altars, he offers himself on the cross. The one we betrayed is the one who restores, the one who saves, and not because of our righteousness, but because of his love.